Picture yourself as a farmer living in western Sicily. The year is 264 BC, and you're about to be part of one of the most famous wars in history. One morning, you set out to do your routine checkup. Are the animals okay? Are the crops good? Is there going to be enough food during winter? You know, normal farmer concerns. Once that's done, you decide to make your way to the market to get some items. On your way there, you think to yourself, life as a farmer is okay, but it can get very repetitive and quite boring at times. You're not complaining, but you sometimes wish for a bit more excitement in your life. Unaware that you're about to get what you're wishing for, but not in the way you would have imagined. When you arrive, you immediately hear rumors spreading throughout the market. Rumors about Carthage losing the Acragas stronghold in eastern Sicily to the Romans. That was fast. Just the other day, we found out about Syracuse' allegiance with Rome, and now they've already attacked? This news devastates you because you know what's coming next. War. You see, at the time, Carthage was a superpower operating from North Africa who were controlling western Sicily, and you knew they weren't going to take this insult lying down. Now, war for a farmer is almost worse than death. It's bondage. So, you abandon the market and run home. You need to hide your animals and crops, or else... But it's too late. Just beside your farm, a Carthaginian army has already settled there in preparation to meet the Roman army now marching inland. During wars, armies tend to consume a whole lot of food, and because of it, they need a constant supply. That's where farmers come in. Since the city is technically under their protection, armies seize whatever food they can to sustain them during the war. That includes harvested crops, animals, and even forced labor. You have no intentions of being a part of any of this, so you run away. You decide to go to the coastal city of Mylae in northern Sicily, thinking it would be safer during the war than being inland. After all, everyone knows Romans don't fight naval battles. Come to find out, you were oh so very wrong. You successfully made it to one of the hottest fighting spots during the war. Just before the horizon, you spot Carthage engaged in battle with Roman ships. Rome? Ships? When did that even become a thing? You are beside yourself with disbelief, but what you're seeing now confuses you even more. Rome isn't just fighting, they are somehow winning. It's hard for you to make out, but you can clearly see something like a bridge connecting Roman ships to Carthaginian ships, and Romans are just spilling into their enemy's ships. They somehow managed to turn a sea battle into a melee, and gave themselves the upper hand against the Carthaginians, who have been great at naval battles for decades. You're slightly impressed by this, but you have more pressing issues. There is still a war going on after all. You flee to Messana, but since you couldn't escape the war, you were eventually placed into forced labor by the Roman armies. Over the years, you are made to carry heavy military equipment, dig trenches, build camps, and even follow the armies to the battlegrounds all over Sicily carrying their weapons. You witnessed firsthand a number of brutal casualties. Farmers' lands burned to the ground, men and women taken as slaves, and harsh taxes placed on communities leaving them barely able to fend for themselves. It's a sad sight for you, but this fight for survival is everyone's reality now. Having followed the armies to the front lines, you also managed to witness some great battles, almost getting caught in the middle of the chaos yourself sometimes. A notable one being the Battle of Panormus. The Carthaginians came out with their war elephants to face the Romans outside the city of Palermo. The Romans would provoke the elephants and retreat, having the elephants chase them back, only for the Romans to send heavy missile fire at the elephants. This caused the elephants to turn and trample on their own infantry troops. This event would cause confusion, and the Romans would swiftly launch a counterattack. The battle ended in a Roman victory, you having watched the whole thing from on top of the city walls. Many more years roll by. You still work for the Roman army, watching them win battle after battle on land. But on sea, they were met with mostly stalemates and losses. However, in 243 BC, Rome rebuilt their naval fleet, mainly with the labor of workers like you, and eventually in 241 BC, the Romans won the decisive battle of the Aegates Islands. Apparently, some Carthaginian fleets were held up off the northwest coast of Sicily. Carthage sent a fleet to resupply those fleets, and they were intercepted by the newly rebuilt Roman fleets. The Carthaginian ships were heavily loaded and couldn't maneuver well during battle. This battle was decisive because it cut off all the sea routes Carthage had to Sicily, isolating their strongholds within the state and forcing them to sign a non-beneficial peace treaty. The war was finally over. The fear and uncertainty finally gone. But there was still work to be done, rebuilding roads, repairing forts, and transporting grain. Safe to say, life after the war was still as tiresome as life during the war. And if you've learned anything at all during this last 23 years, it's be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it.